Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm on a quest to defeat Ichther? I don't know how to pronounce it.
And I'm Claire, and I changed the past.
And this is Make That Game,
where we pitch the latest,
the greatest,
the new video game ideas
that won't ever get made, folks.
Ooh,
we don't make
boy.
them. We don't do that.
Sometimes we do. We might.
No.
Oh. I thought we were gonna. Well,
maybe.
Before we get totally into everything, I just want to say to our listeners out there, if you like our show, please tell your friends. Please add it sneakily to their downloads and their play next.
Yeah. Open up their phone.
Yeah.
Open up their phone. Go to Pocket Casts.
Whatever
they use.
Yeah.
And just queue it up.
You know, maybe they'll like it. They'll hear something they like. Just send them your favorite episode. Since it's not a linear show, you can listen to whatever you want, whenever you want.
Do it right before they go on their drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
on
they
a
can't,
long drive.
They can't change it.
Yeah, because they can't drive while distracted.
Right.
So
it's a pretty good plan. And also, you can send us an email just to say hi at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com, because we just want to see who's out there.
Yeah, we would like to see who's out there. We know you're out there.
We know.
We do get analytics.
We have analytics, so we know you're out there. But like, hello.
Yeah, we want to basically we want to make sure that the analytics aren't just showing that we're 100% bots out there.
I don't think that's true.
Well, it's not true, which is why we want people to say hello.
Yeah, and I mean, you can also email us games you think we
Prove
should play.
They're not bots.
You can email us, game ideas you want us to read on the pod. We did that last episode with a listener game idea. There's many things, but you can also just say, "Hey, it's me. I listen to the show," and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But now we get into what we actually do, which is pitching the video game ideas.
That's what we do.
Yeah. We're gonna stare off now. Who's gonna go first? What's happening.
Yeah. So basically, it's like those standoffs where they have it's a cowboy standoff.
Yeah.
Where we've got our guns, our hands on our holsters, and whoever draws first, boom. But I never understood why that was like a
duel, I guess.
Like, why do they not just draw immediately? Like, what's the tenseness?
Because you count off and then you shoot.
There's a count off?
Yeah.
I've always just seen it as they're staring at each other.
No, they stare at each other and then they turn around. Usually they turn around, walk away, and then turn and do the shoot.
No, that's like an old like English gentleman's duel. That's like a Hamilton duel. I'm talking about the cowboy.
Yeah.
No, nobody counts it off. They just meet at noon.
I know what it is. Yeah, it is a shoot off. It's because it's whoever draws first.
But like, why wouldn't you just draw first?
Well, because then the other person's going to draw it.
Yeah, but you drew already. So
but what if they're faster at shooting? That's the whole thing. It's a dance. It's a game.
I
think it's a little bit of chicken. Like, it's like, are they actually going to do it?
Presumably at the point that you're in one of these cowboy standoffs, that yes, there is no other way to resolve this situation. I just need to watch a marathon of cowboy movies.
We'll set you up next weekend. You can get some cowboy movies under your belt.
Because I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. The person who draws it. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Maybe it makes sense in context. I need a cowboy to explain it to me.
Okay. Well, if you're a cowboy, email us at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And tell Isaac all about it.
Yeah. Claire, does your game idea have anything to do with cowboys?
No.
Oh, well, tell me about it then.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Smooth.
If your game has nothing to do with cowboys, explain your game idea to me.
Okay. So my game idea is, I'm just stuck on Life is Strange. I'm just enjoying it so much. I love this stuff. I want to make a game like it someday.
Do it.
I don't know how. But anyway, that's beside the point, because this is about games we're not going to make. So my game is about... It's kind of like Life is Strange mixed with an escape room, mixed with a true crime procedural.
Okay. All of those things to me are already like very like they're branches of the same tree.
Right. So here's the game. So you're in a house, and each room in the house is like its own escape room. But instead of having to escape the room, you have to find a critical piece of evidence to catch the killer.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I played this. I played the Law and Order version of this.
Oh.
What? No. What?
Well, I guess I didn't make a new game then. So.
Yes, you did, because it's not a Law and Order licensed game. And this Law and Order game that I'm talking about has the production quality of a Flash game.
Okay.
To be clear.
Okay. Well, I guess I was imagining the production quality of Life is Strange pretty much.
Yeah. So that's that in and of itself. And like the puzzles in this one were like, oh, you found a shredded paper and now you have to figure out how to combine the pieces.
Oh, yeah. So
to reread it.
So yeah,
which is a very escape room task.
Kind of, but I guess the way it's more like an escape room than even Life is Strange is, because Life is Strange, you have to search rooms to find specific items, but they're not like, some might, but it's not like as linear a puzzle. Like it's not like one thing leads to another thing leads to another thing in a room.
Yeah.
So this would be that. So you enter a room. And it's like, this code unlocks this door, which gives you another code, which unlocks another cabinet, which gives you a clue that you press this button and like that. Like it's going to be legitimate escape room puzzles, but you're getting evidence.
Okay. And wait, so are like the codes and stuff the evidence or?
No.
Oh, okay. No, so like the final thing that you get in every room, is it going to be Legend of Zelda style? Where yeah, so like in Link's Awakening, like the levels are like sometimes you go in a room that like you can't solve yet, and then you need to so like
I
like
think
you get a small key
I think that
later.
Would be fun. I think that would be fun. Yeah, because it's the point is it's like a whole house it's like a whole house of escape rooms.
Okay, good.
But I do think it's like individual rooms you have to complete to move on to the next room. But yes, there could be things that like you never unlock.
In like
so
in
like
the
the
first room,
maybe
there's like a conspicuous looking grandfather's clock that never comes into play.
Right.
But then later on,
maybe that's in play. And so it's like the first room, you just go in, you can do stuff, and then I think each subsequent room you have to unlock. So that way, like the final thing, like you'll get your evidence, and then you'll get like a key to the next room, and so that way the player stays in order of what you're supposed to do.
Yes. And then the speedrunners find the sequence break.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone has a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it on GDQ and we go, well, that's our game.
Anyway, that's the game I came up with.
Wow. Good game.
Hauser.
What's it called?
I didn't have a name.
Oh, that's an interesting name.
It's called Escape the Case.
Wait, no, but you don't want to escape. Wait, escape the case?
Yeah.
Oh.
We love a colon here, okay? We love that.
Well, yes, we do.
Oh my god.
Love a healthy colon.
Jeez. Jeez. All right. Well, that's my game. Folks, I should let you know it is nighttime. And it's a sillier podcast when it's nighttime.
Yeah, we should have opened with that. If it wasn't obvious.
I mean, they know by now.
Yeah.
I think. But anyway.
I figured it out. The astute listeners.
Yes. Now that I've done my game, it's time for you to tell me your game.
Okay. All right. Brewery management game.
Yes.
For dwarfs.
Oh, fascinating.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Oh,
Moving
okay.
on. No, the actual like mechanical system here is that you do have to actually make your own brews. And so there will be different ingredients. And to make things simple, I'm going to because I don't know anything about brewing myself. So I'm going to vastly simplify it. So you have like basic ingredients and they're all categorized into like a color. And then those colors have like various qualities. So like a low quality green ingredient is like just normal hops or something. So like green ingredients like result in beer.
Okay.
Or something. I'm already feeling like I'm losing myself here.
Oh, so is it also a distillery then? If you can make more than just beer?
Yes. Brewery, distillery. I was just I know so little that I just assumed a brewery would like be any kind of alcohol.
License.
Okay. Well, they don't have licenses because they're dwarfs, and this is happening in a fantasy world. Well, yeah, I'm just saying
there's like brewing, distilling, fermenting. I mean, fermenting is brewing, but you don't brew wine, so.
Okay. And now that I think about it, like this color categorization system that I'm describing, where like green represents hops, like you wouldn't like mix like green is hops and red is whiskey and get like a result. So it has to be different.
I mean, there is whiskey aged barrel aged beer, which is delicious.
So I assume maybe colors is wrong, but like I guess there's always going to be base. Maybe this is the concept that I was trying to describe. There's always going to be like some base. So like hops will get you beer.
Uh-huh.
What gets you whiskey? Potatoes get you vodka.
Yep.
What gets you whiskey?
We watched an entire documentary on whiskey and scotch.
Yes.
I don't remember either.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look it up real quick.
Grapes give you wine.
Yep.
And then you can add like different flavors. So like I guess the green would be the base. So let's throw away the color idea. So you have a base, and then you can have different qualities of base. And then you have like extras that can give like different flavors, because I know like people like a smoky whiskey, right? Like you can add different kinds of wood chips and give it a different flavor profile. You can like
so it's made
throw berries and stuff in.
This will help you. Whiskey is made from grain.
Hops is a grain, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So whiskey's different because it's aged longer, and it's usually aged in barrels, which give it tastes.
So, okay, based on what you're looking at here, could you make whiskey and beer out of like the same ingredients? You just like do a different process.
I mean, okay, so like this is saying mostly it's like malted barley, rye, corn, or wheat. So like, yeah, you could make beer out of that.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know.
But not hops directly?
So you don't have to, I don't know if beer needs hops.
This is now a beer research podcast.
I should know. I used to know more about it. If anyone from my book club, which takes place at a brewery, is listening, they're sad for me.
You visit that brewery so often. Yeah, I visit a brewery very often as well. So this is embarrassing for both of us. But
okay, so it's not, basically you can do it, but it's very unlikely that people make beer out of without hops. It's called Groot.
Groot?
G-R-U-I-T.
G-R-U. Oh, okay. All right. Well, moving on. We're getting away from, we are so far diverged.
So far.
Anyways. So quality is obviously like a multiplier on like how good it is. So like as you progress through the game, you'll get access to higher quality ingredients, and then you really won't have a reason to like go back to lower quality ingredients except for having cheaper products that would, I guess, sell more in theory.
Well, the cheaper, higher profit margin.
It's all about market research. Here is the twist.
Yeah.
You as the brew master / distill master of this dwarven brew-distillery, that's what I'll call it.
Yep.
You have to pay attention to like what people are buying. You have to go out in the streets and like talk to people and like figure out like what flavors they're interested in. You have to like pay attention to the economy.
Oh boy.
Because like if you're using 3-star hops, but Dragon has hoarded all the gold, so the economy is at an all-time low, no one's going to be able to afford your 3-star hops for like the cost of the hops.
Right.
So that's when you start brewing the 1-star beers again, so that you can get more customers in. So that's the thing that I think separates it from like a normal management game, is like you do have the ability. It's not just like, oh, you are selling good beer, so you attract more customers and get more money to make better beer. It's sometimes what's considered a good drink changes, and you as the player have to like get out there and like figure out what's upcoming trends, possibly what the current trend is, et cetera, by like socializing with the street rats.
All right.
Basically, I'm thinking of like Zoo Tycoon / like Planet Zoo, where like
you have to see what they're like into, like they show stats and stuff. And
yeah, like it would give you more of that, which now that I say like Planet Zoo does it, then maybe all management games just already do this. I just don't engage with that.
So, I mean, I feel like a lot of
aspect.
management games do, but it depends on the scale. Like it feels like this for you for this game is a really key component that you'll like have to participate in, whereas I feel like in some cases you like, you know.
Yeah, and I'm thinking a game that I played recently that like is like a management game with like a brewing system is Potionomics. It's about brewing potions.
I remember that.
I don't think that had a like go out on town and find out that people like really need more mana potions this month. Like it doesn't have that component. It's just sometimes you'll get customers that look for mana potions specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's an interesting twist on the concept.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a good one. I would play it. You know, I love a management game. I say that, and I don't really play that many because they don't stand up to my standards.
Yeah. You've got very high standards.
I have really high standards.
You only buy 3-star quality hops.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it all the way back. All right. Well, now we're at the part where we do a discussion. And today we've decided we're going to do, it's a new thing. We only did it in one other episode where we talk about a game and we either remove a mechanic we don't like or add a mechanic we think would make it better.
This is our new standby, like our go-to.
If we don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, if we don't have like an actual topic to like have a discussion or like a question or something, we're just going to go back to old reliable, talk about mechanics of games.
Yeah, so do you have one for us to talk about?
I have one to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So mechanic I would remove from Witcher 3. I was about to call it The Last Argument of Kings, but Witcher 2 is Assassin of Kings. I don't know what Witcher 3... Oh, The Wild Hunt or something. Nothing to do with kings. Anyways, I would remove the like leveled gear progression system. So Witcher 3 has this like... At level 1, you've got like leather pants and like chain pants, so like medium versus heavy armor, and like medium might give you 2 armor, but like plus 5% move speed. And then like at level 12, it gives you, 12 armor, but like the heavy armor gives you like 40 armor or whatever. And it's just an excuse to like trigger that part of your brain when it sees new like loot. It's like, oh, this is +1 better.
Right.
I don't think it actually adds anything very interesting to the game except for like, oh, I'm in a new area. I just hit level 31. Now time to find the level 31 loot. Let's do some quests to get the level 31 loot because my level 30 loot isn't good enough anymore. I think that's dumb. I think the categorization of like light versus medium versus heavy armor, and I like the silver sword and the steel sword. That's an integral part of like the Witcherness. I don't think all these leather armor but 1 better things are necessary. I don't think it's a mechanic that adds anything of interest in it. And so I would just wholesale completely remove that. And then that also means that it's like removing the crafting system, because what purpose does the crafting serve?
I mean, that's huge though.
Yeah. It's removing like a lot of the game, but I think it's things that don't really add anything except for like an almost abusive aspect to it. And it's very harsh to call it abusive, but I don't have better words to use.
Okay.
It's just it's literally manipulating that like I don't know like what portion of the brain, but it's like the same thing that
it's
makes
the reward.
It's the reward.
Like gambling.
It gives you such a tiny reward, keep your interest, but I think that the game on its own is interesting enough in enough other ways that it doesn't need this like extra thing just to get the extra 2% of the player base to play it for an extra 16 hours or whatever. Like, just
yeah, absolutely.
come on. We don't need that. Just let people play the game. Let people pick their armor type, and you can even still keep some other aspects of it. Like maybe there is like a specific set of plate mail that like is enchanted against demons or something, and like you can find that in the game and use it to fight demons, but it's not like 10% good versus demons, and then 30 levels later, I need the 15% good against demons one in order to fight like a leveled up demon. You can just make it like, this is the good versus demons plate mail. So whenever you're fighting a demon, you put on that plate mail instead of like the highest level anti-demon plate. Anyways,
that makes sense.
That's what I would do to remove a mechanic / system to improve a game.
Okay.
So that's mine. What's yours this week?
I think mine's gonna be a lot faster.
Okay.
Basically, I would like to remove auto swallow from Kirby.
Isn't that like a setting that you can choose?
You can turn it off, yeah, but it's set to on. I don't think we need it ever, I guess, is my...
Okay. So you just think that option...
Yeah, like I think why I want to remove it is because when I played Kirby the first time, Forgotten Land, because I think it's not... I think it's auto swallow in all the games.
It's been a while since I've like touched a Kirby game.
I can't remember.
Especially Forgotten Land.
I've only played the first one with copy abilities, and I didn't even realize I was getting copied abilities, which makes me think it was auto.
Oh yeah, because
I couldn't tell because they were not wearing hats. The hats were a really, really good visual for that. That was a great idea.
Kirby's Dream Land 3 or whatever. The mechanic I would add is hats.
Yes.
They already learned that lesson.
Well, it's not really a mechanic, but
I think it is a mechanic.
Actually, it is, yeah, because it helps gameplay. It's quickly recognizable, and you understand what happens better. So anyway, but yeah, I want to remove auto swallow because I think having basically, to add context, Kirby sucks up stuff, and then if he sucks up a character with an ability, Kirby can then copy that ability. Thus a copy ability. So like sucks up a fireball. Now Kirby has fire. I think so. Auto swallow is when Kirby sucks something up immediately. If there is an ability, that ability is now Kirby's ability. Whereas not auto swallow would be you could spit that thing out. You could I guess that would be the only other thing. You could either swallow it and get the power, or you could spit it out and use it as a projectile. And the reason I don't want auto swallow is because I think allowing you to pick and choose what copy abilities you take and to think through how you're like planning out your attacks and your routes is more fun.
Okay. That's okay.
And it just helps you like learn the game, I think.
Yeah.
Because you have to be really intentional.
Yeah, I think to your point, removing auto swallow also like allows people to experiment with, or like without having to go into the menu and turning off the option. It allows them to experiment with like just using stars as like damage,
which is fun also.
And yeah, okay, all right.
And I mean, I know, like, yes, I know you can turn. I know you can turn it off. Like, I know that's so. It's not like a huge thing, but it's also like I think, and maybe it can still be an option, but instead of opt out, it's opt in. So like if you're struggling and you want the auto swallow on, sure, but like the default should be not.
I guess that's also an interesting thing that we could do, like add a mechanic, remove a mechanic, but also change a mechanic.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think the opt out, opt in is interesting. Like, what is the default setting versus what do you have to go fix?
That informs like player psychology.
Exactly.
Yeah, or I guess it doesn't inform player psychology. It informs design,
right? Like
designer intent. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I'm using the word informs wrong, but anyways,
I get what you're saying.
It directs player psychology is I think the more appropriate word. And interesting. Yeah, it minor change, but it could have big consequences.
I bring
in how people
interesting
play.
Things to the table. So.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting things to the table, Rapid fire round. Why don't we set that up while you explain it?
Yeah, so the rapid fire round is when we generate 3 random words. We have to come up with a game idea based on those 3 random words, and we have to come up with a name for that game, and we only have 5 minutes to do so. That's what's going to happen.
I set the timer, she gens the words, and I don't know if she's got one ready, but I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Hello.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. Trivial, glide, army. We actually had trivial like last week or the week before. We had it like very recently.
Trivial, glide, army.
I'm kind of mad that we got trivial again.
Trivial is a hard one.
Do you want me to generate one more random word since we had that one so recently? So
I don't know how recently, and
at least within the past 2 episodes, because I remember very distinctly looking up what trivial could mean.
No, I think.
Okay, all right, we'll keep it. Okay.
I think we can keep it.
All right, trivial glide army. Let's go.
All right. Okay. It's a real-time strategy game. Where everything has extremely high attack to health ratio. So like things die extremely fast. Like the time to kill is super quick. So like if you get the drop on someone, it's trivial to defeat their army. Like your army,
there's the trivial. I like that.
Your army is going to deal so much damage. Whoever like gets the better maneuver is basically going to win no matter what. So it's not so much like dancing around and like unit counters and stuff. It's like, what trickery can I get up to on this map to like hit the enemy before they have a time to respond?
Okay.
And one of those tricks is having units on gliders descend from high points on the map to low points on the map quickly, and they drop down like behind the enemy or something, and then just ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. And then they trivially annihilate them.
Yes. I will say, can I just say, this might not work. I want to keep the real-time strategy. We might just do everything you said, but I do want to just say one of my ideas for the glide mechanic was that there's like no friction. Like it's like ice, basically like playing an ice level. So you're just like, wee.
Okay.
And that was my idea.
That could be also another thing. Like, okay, maybe one of the tricks that you can do is like you have like a super weapon that can like make things icy, and then the enemy starts slipping around, which means that you get to attack them, and that's another way. So like we could have multiple glide based tricks, and then also like more conventional tricks of like underground tunneling and stuff.
But I like that there's like some random glidingness. Anyway. So yeah,
it's not super attached to it, and like trivial's a little bit of a stretch, but like we've done far worse.
I think trivial's actually pretty good. I think you did pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Better than last time, to be honest. Last time
we end up going with trivia.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, what's the name for it? Ace attacks.
Sliding into victory.
Ace victory.
What's ace? What does that come from?
Because ace to me like exudes eliteness.
Oh yeah.
So like you're doing like elite maneuvers, like that kind of stuff. So like you are an ace, like you are a cool military guy.
All right. Okay. Ace attacks.
Ace attacks. You like that one?
Sure.
All right. Ace attacks, the real-time strategy game about tricking, like doing sick maneuvers to defeat your enemy. With 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the clock.
All right.
We nailed that one. All right. So the next 3 words are trivial, and trivial.
Yeah. Oh, no. All right. No, we're going to do real 3 words.
Ready, steady, go.
Affect, I guess. AFFECT.
Okay.
Affect. Open month.
Open month. Affect.
I need to look up affect. I'm not going to lie. Just to like.
Affect is like the affect of which you're talking, and
yes. So it can be to influence, to have an effect on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effects affect things, if that makes sense. That's the way to think about it. Effects affect things.
No, effect is the verb. Affect is the noun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. What?
Oh, no, it's the opposite.
Okay, all right.
Affect is the verb. Okay, so I mean,
so what I said was,
Yeah,
effects, affect. Because if I was wrong on that, like, I live my life by effects, affects things.
okay. So that's pretty easy because a lot of things affect things in games.
Yeah, but we have to incorporate open and month somehow.
Yeah.
What if it's a scheduling game?
Okay. Oh, and you're looking for openings on the calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's scheduling game. You schedule events. Events have effects, which means that they affect, and like your stats or like character in some way. And yeah. I feel like we got to come up with some kind of storyline to like fill it in, because like
I feel like it's got to be like a cool calendar, like it's not just like a regular.
So like there's this old game called Princess Maker, which I've referred to on the podcast a couple of times, but like part of it is like a calendar scheduling thing, and you schedule like different classes. So like fencing class increases your princess's fencing skills.
Okay, that's fun.
Or like you can have her work a job so she gets money.
We can't just copy that game. So.
No, we can't. But I'm just using that as an example. So like that's like a cool calendar, because like you are increasing princess stats and changing what kind of
it's more
princess
fun than just,
you're going to be.
Yeah. So I was thinking like it could be like some kind of monster calendar. I don't know how.
What do you mean by monster? Like a calendar for you are a monster, or you're hunting monsters?
So you work for like Monsters. I was gonna say Monsters Inc., but that's already a thing. You work for Monsters, and the thing is, like your calendar scheduling, you have to make sure you're scheduling them so they don't fight each other. Like you're like a supernatural LLC, and if you have a vampire walk in when there's a werewolf in the other room, there's gonna be a problem.
Oh, I was thinking that you're scheduling like their rampages. Like, maybe
that too, but I was like, they're having a meeting and they're going to run into each other, and that's bad. But it could also be a rampage. Like, what if you gave a rampage to two crews too close together?
Yeah, like, okay, King Kong and Godzilla
can't be on the same day.
Yeah, can't be on the same day. Like that or like in the same city.
Or right after. Like, what if
King
Kong just came through and then Godzilla doesn't have anything to smash? That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but then there are some things where you can double book, because like having Godzilla attack the city at the same time that like a vampire is feeding on people
might be a good thing, because they're distracted from
So like the vampire might like that, but
okay,
but like a werewolf and Godzilla rampaging at the same time, like a werewolf is gonna rampage just like Godzilla on a much smaller scale, so he might feel like, hey, Godzilla's kind of stealing my thunder, like he's destroying entire city blocks and I'm just like killing a couple people.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a scheduling game where you are an agency that handles monster attacks.
Okay, I like Supernatural LLC, but I'm trying to think of other Monsters Incorporated would be so good.
No, it's Monsters LLC.
Monsters LLC.
Do you think that's like different enough to not hit a copyright strike?
I mean, it's tough because it is owned by Disney. If it wasn't owned by Disney, I'd say you probably have a chance, but I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like if Godzilla is one of your clients, it's bigger than an LLC though. So
yeah, so it would be a core. It could be like
Monster Sys. SYS.
I don't know what that stands for.
It's like systems.
Oh.
It's because like calendar system.
That sounds weird. It sounds weird to say.
You want to just stick with Monsters LLC?
I like Supernatural.
Supernatural LLC?
Yeah.
All right. With 5 seconds left on the clock.
That widens the thing. Because, like, is a vampire a monster?
Yes. Definitively a vampire is a monster.
I don't think definitively. Is Godzilla a monster?
Yes, definitively Godzilla is a monster.
What?
What are you talking about? What's your definition of a monster?
I don't know. I think it's very subjective.
Which means that you have to have a definition for a monster. Like, what's your subjective idea of a monster?
Like the Jersey Devil would be a monster.
But what makes him a monster but a vampire not?
I think because a vampire is like a creature, but I wouldn't say a monster, because a vampire is like also a human. Like a werewolf isn't a monster because a werewolf is also a human. And
No,
Godzilla.
a werewolf is a monster.
No. And Godzilla's not a monster because Godzilla is.
Oh my god. What? What is what are you saying? This doesn't make
know.
What? Well, listen. Vampires and werewolves are both in the monster manual.
Well, okay, but that was also written by a man in the 80s, so like I don't think that's the definitive.
No, they've written more. They've written many monster manuals across the years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's too early to even start talking about what a monster is or isn't. I mean, vampires were invented way before that, so I think I'm saying that definition isn't exactly what I'm going to go by.
All right, just on the off chance that like we get monster as our next word, I need to look up an imaginary creature that is typically large, ugly, and frightening.
So I would say that a vampire does not fit that category.
It is an imaginary creature, and
False.
it's typically frightening.
But not large or ugly.
No, well, that's typically, which is useless for a definition. I'm sorry, Oxford languages. Like you can't say typically. You need to give like an actual
and Godzilla is
definition.
Large and frightening, but I don't think Godzilla's ugly either.
That is completely subjective.
Exactly, which is why it's a bad definition. I'm just saying. I think monster can be very subjective.
Oh, well, listen. We got to move on. We got one more.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, starting in 2, 3, 1, go.
Vague, constraint, contemporary. So we could.
Vague and constraint?
We could do vague as vague.
What's the difference?
So vague is a French word.
What does it mean?
Wave.
So constraint, wave, contemporary?
So like new wave, which would be
contemporary music. Oh my god. Okay.
That's a stretch, but I just wanted to give it as an option. As an opportunity.
Okay.
Because like nouvelle vague, that's like a thing.
Okay.
But we don't have to use that.
Maybe that can work. Radio stations, managing radio stations. The constraints are the genre.
FCC.
Oh. I was thinking
I thought we were going to say the same thing at the same time.
Because if you're a rock channel, then people want to listen to rock.
Yeah.
And that's the constraint. Like you have to play music.
Where I was going with it is because it's new music, so it's edgy, it's cool, it's on the cutting edge, but you can only push so far because then the listeners won't listen, and then if you push too far, then the FCC will shut you down.
Okay. That I want to say no to that just because the mechanic would be difficult to implement and like play with, because unless you're making the music as well, like I don't know what happens like if you just get too edgy. Like I don't know how you determine what's too edgy, etc. But okay, hear me out.
Okay.
You are a one-man radio like tower. There's a bunch of radio stations and vinyl records like drop from a chute, and then you have to play that vinyl record. Okay. But you have to like pick like the challenge is in a timely fashion, like picking which channel to play it on.
I'm confused as to where contemporary and vague are coming in for that one.
Vague, radio waves. Contemporary is one of the genres of music. And constraints is each channel.
The constraint I get.
You lose points.
The vague I actually will accept. Contemporary I'm not.
You're not going to accept contemporary? Okay, well, okay.
Because that's like just one station. Like that doesn't make sense.
No, you're a bunch of, that's the thing. You're a bunch of stations.
No, I know, but like if you're saying contemporary is a music genre, then like that's only one station.
But
and it's genre based.
All the stations are playing contemporarily at the same time.
Okay.
And that's part of the struggle is like you've got all these. Did
you just look up contemporary?
No, I was about to, but I was like, no, this works in my head. I don't need to be disillusioned by reality.
All right.
Like if reality disagrees with me, I'm going to be sad. So Contemporary is the fact that you
That's
are
the way to
running
look at
all
the
the
world
different
for
stations. So like you get the vinyl record.
Yeah.
You have to pick which station to play it on,
Uh-huh.
and then if you get out of the constraints of the station too many times, you get fired, and that's bad for you. Game over.
So it's like a management game with some fun quirks.
Basically, it's
like
I wouldn't say a management game.
It's like the SpongeBob
Diner Dash.
sandwich stacker.
Oh.
Because the things are coming down, so it's kind of combo.
Okay, I was thinking more like purely like Diner Dash.
Yeah.
Style.
Okay.
Like
I thought you had to like catch the records.
That could also be a mechanic, and that's what's rushing you. Like you have to like run to
or they'll break.
You play it, and then you have to get back in time to like grab the next record, and then you have to quickly figure out. And then like sometimes you do have to put records on bad channels just because so much is happening at the same time. So it's like you just got to pop record, but the closest, like there's another one coming down the chute. The closest thing is hard rock, and
right?
You're like,
but like that's better than putting pop on like something ridiculous, absolutely out.
Or dropping a record.
Right?
What's the name?
Groovy. Groovy tunes. Beep, 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 the radio station. 98.5.
No, but it's multiple stations out of one tower is the thing. So radio tower.
Radio tower race. Radio tower resistance. Radio tower.
Radio tower resistance with 1 second left on the clock.
Even though that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
I was trying to think of another R word that made more sense, but... Oh, wait, Radio Tower Records. That would have made way more sense.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're already past it. I stopped it right before the timer went off. So, that might be cheating, but you said a name and I agreed with it, and we hit every other criteria.
That's allowed.
So.
That's allowed. I think that's totally allowed. All right, well, I like that game a lot, but now it's time to ditch it, because that's what we do.
Pitch it and ditch it.
Never think about it again.
Yeah.
That's not true, though, because sometimes I do think about these games.
And if you think about these games, you can email us.
Yes, at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, makethatgame.com. It's really good.
I'm a professional web developer by trade.
I saw a TikTok today that was like, I think if you have a bad website, it's better to not have a website at all. And I was like, I have to disagree with you there.
And it's, to be clear, it's not even like, oh, this website is clearly dated bad. No. It's not even like,
it's like
bad
barely a website.
It's like...
It's like if a Word document were a website.
But it does at least have the embed.
But like, I kind of want to keep it this way forever. Like, I mean, we can add stuff, but I just kind of want it to look like this forever.
I might center everything so it's not just stuck up in the top left corner. You like it in the top? Okay, all right.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's quirky. I think it's charming. Anyway. Yeah. But you can go there.
I might change the colors. We could have some brand colors.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can listen to our most recent episode at makethatgame.com. Maybe someday we'll be able to put other links there. And then
we 100% can put other links there.
We just haven't.
Yeah.
You can see us on YouTube, youtube.com/@makethatgame. You can watch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/makethatgame. We are streaming on the 21st. That's Saturday the 21st at 11:30 ET. Isaac will be streaming something.
Oh, don't make me decide.
Well, it's your turn, because last time I did something.
All right.
But those are all our things.
Email us what you think I should play.
Yeah, you can also send us DMs on TikTok or Instagram at MakeThatGamePod. And if you heard a game today that you can't stop thinking about, we want you to get out there and
make that game.